we were outrageous with the faces. I mean, the
Yeah.
things we all got. So, you know,
In what way?
Just drinking and shagging and a drinking and a shagging, basically. You know.
Rod Stewart is a British rock singer and songwriter. During his career to date, Rod Stewart has sold more than 120 million albums worldwide, which makes him one of the best-selling musicians in world history. In 2008, Billboard magazine ranked him the 17th most successful artist on the Billboard Hot 100 all-time top artists. A Grammy and Brit Award recipient, he was voted at number 33 in Q Magazine's list of the top 100 greatest singers of all time, and number 59 on Rolling Stone's 100 greatest singers of all time. As a solo artist, Stewart was inducted into the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994, the UK Music Hall of Fame in 2006, and was inducted a second time into the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2012 as a member of Faces.
For future use.
Thank you very much, Rod Stewart. Appreciate it. Take care and enjoy your concert tomorrow night. And Nancy, tickets at the door are going to go for $18.75.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Sir Roderick David Stewart, CBE, but is also known as Rod the Mod. He was born on January 10, 1945 in Highgate, London, England, making him age 75 at the time of this production. He stands at 1.78 meters or 5 feet 10 inches tall. Rod Stewart was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, in the 2007 New Year Honors for services to music. At his investiture in July 2007 at Buckingham Palace, Stewart commented, "It's a marvelous occasion. We're the only country in the world to honor the common man." He was knighted in the 2016 birthday honors for services to music and charity. He's one of the biggest rock stars, but Sir Rod Stewart has finally revealed the fruits of his other great passion, model railways. In between making music and playing live, Sir Rod has been working on a massive, intricate model of a U.S. city for the past 23 years. He unveiled it as part of an interview with Railway Modeler magazine. He noted, "I would say I built 90% of it myself," he insisted. "The only thing I wasn't very good at, and still am not, is the electricals, so I had someone else do that." He told Railway Modeler he worked on the skyscrapers and other scenery while on tour, requesting an extra room for his construction in his hotels. The scenery and structures are his forte rather than the locomotives and tracks. "I find beauty in what everyone else sees as ugly. Rugged skyscrapers, beaten-up warehouses, things that are very run down." Photos of the layout show dozens of highly detailed buildings plus bridges, ships, vegetation, and streets teeming with vintage cars and taxis. "When I take on something creative like this, I have to give it 110%, he said. "For me, it's addictive. I started, so I just had to finish. I'm lucky I had the room. If I'd have realized it at the start, it wouldn't have taken so long. I'd probably have said no." Stewart was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 2000, but was treated successfully via surgery. The surgery affected his voice, and he essentially had to relearn how to sing. Stewart has a notoriously active love life, and he is the father of 8 children with 5 different women. His first child, Sarah Streeter, was born when Stewart was 18 years old, and the couple decided to put the baby up for adoption. She was raised by adoptive parents, and Stewart finally met Streeter in 2008. He has a daughter, Kimberly, and a son, Sean, with first wife, Alada Stewart. He has a daughter named Ruby with former girlfriend Kelly Emberg. Stewart has 2 children, Renee and Liam, from his second marriage to Rachel Hunter. He became a father for the 7th time in 2005 at age 60 to son Alistair Wallace with then-fiancée Penny Lancaster. They married in 2007 and had a second son, Aiden, in 2011.
Waiting for suggestions. He's so nervous, avoiding all the questions. His lips are dry, his heart is gently pounding.
Roderick David Rod Stewart was born in London, England on January 10, 1945. Son of Robert Joseph Stewart and Elsie Rebecca Gilbert, he is of British and Scottish descent and the youngest of 5 children. His childhood was preoccupied mainly with hobbies like building model railways and playing soccer. He was the captain of the school soccer team and played for Middlesex schoolboys. Stewart did not begin to take an interest in music until well into the early 1960s when he started to learn the harmonica and later piano. His early influences include singer Al Jolson and Little Richard. Stewart left school at age 15 with the ambition of becoming a professional soccer player. He joined the workforce with odd jobs, including a brief gig as a gravedigger at Highgate Cemetery. Stewart began to busk around Leicester Square with folk singer Whiz Jones in 1962 playing the harmonica. With his distinctive, raspy singing voice, Stewart came to prominence in the late 1960s and early 1970s with the Jeff Beck Group, and then with Faces. Though his music career had begun in 1962 when he took up busking with the harmonica, in October 1963 he joined the Dimensions as a harmonica player and a part-time vocalist. In 1964, Stewart joined Long John Baldry in the All-Stars, and in August, Stewart signed a solo contract, releasing his first single, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, in October. He maintained a solo career alongside a group career, releasing his debut solo album, An Old Raincoat Won't Ever Let You Down, in 1969. Stewart's early albums were a fusion of rock, folk music, soul music, and R&B. From the late 1970s through the 1990s, Stewart's music often took on a new wave or soft rock / middle-of-the-road quality. And in the early 2000s, he released a series of successful albums interpreting the Great American Songbook. In 1994, Stewart staged the largest free concert in history when he performed in front of 3.5 million people in Rio de Janeiro. Rod Stewart's net worth is $300 million. Over the years, Rod Stewart has owned a number of extremely impressive estates. In 1986, he bought a country estate in England for a little over $1 million. He sold this property in March 2019 for $6.15 million. In 2013, he bought an 18th century castle on 50 acres for $6.2 million. In 1995, he bought an oceanfront house in Palm Beach, Florida for $7.2 million. This house today is worth at least $20 million if it ever came to market. In 1991, he spent $12.1 million, nearly $22 million in today's dollars, for a 20,000 square foot mansion in the gated community on top of Beverly Hills called Beverly Park. The house is likely worth north of $50 or even $60 million today. In Rod Stewart's garage, you'll find a Ferrari 458 Italia Spider, a Ferrari Enzo, a Ferrari F40, a Ferrari Super America, a Ferrari California, a Lamborghini Miura 400S, a Lamborghini Diablo VT, a Lamborghini Gallardo Spider, an MG Sprite, and a Rolls-Royce Ghost.